Hey, how you doing? And welcome to the first episode of Buy, Hold, Sell for 2024. I'm Ali Selby, and today we'll be running the ruler over 5 of your most tipped stocks for 2024. To do that, we're joined by Randall Janicki from T. Rowe Price and Jubei Liu from Tribeca. Plus, we've also asked our guests to bring along one stock that they believe should have made your list instead. Let's get straight into it. First up, and there's no surprise here, it's CSL. It consistently ranks as the #1 stock every year that we do this survey. Junbei, I might start with you. Is CSL a buy, hold or sell?
CSL is a buy, and it's because it's going to grow double digit for the next few years, and it's only just recovering from the disruptions caused by the COVID, and the tailwind is quite enormous for this business.
Yeah, it's rebounded around 30% over the last few months. It's trading at around $300 once again. Randall, over to you. Is it a buy, hold or sell?
I also think it's a buy. It's a company that obviously struggled last year, but it's rebased its earnings, and we're going to get margin improvements through 2024 and 25. So strong earnings growth, margins improve. It's in the unloved basket of the marketplace, so I think it's going to do well.
Okay, we'll talk about another unloved darling now. It's Pilbara Minerals. It came in at #2 on your most tipped stocks for 2024. Its share price has fallen around 26% though over the last 12 months. Staying with you, Randall, is it a buy, hold or sell?
I think it's a buy. I think the weakness we're seeing is now overdone. We've seen 80+% falls in the lithium price. We think that's going to base out. We're seeing supply now being taken out of the marketplace. We know we're going to get incredibly strong demand going forward coming from electrification. There's a bit of a slowdown in EV growth from, call it 30% to 20%, but still very strong. So for us, it's a buy.
Okay, Randall's seeing value in lithium. Are you as well? Is Pilbara a buy, hold or sell?
Pilbara is a buy. The way we see it, there seems like the price has bottomed, and at the same time, it's got an incredible strong balance sheet, and it's had very low cost of production. Even at current low lithium prices, it's still making money, so making it one of the strongest.
Okay, next up we have WiseTech Global. It's seen its share price soar around 20% over the last 12 months. Staying with you, is it a buy, hold or sell?
Look, WiseTech is probably a long structural long for me, buy over the long term. But for this result, I'm more of a hold into the result, because we're just not sure at the moment with the Red Sea disruption whether cause a bit of logistic issues or a bit of volume issues, and this share price can move quite a bit on result day. So, but for me, if it sells off, it's a buy.
Okay, over to you, Randall. Is WiseTech a buy, hold or sell?
I think it's a buy. It's one of the few companies in Australia that's got genuinely the best product globally. And so you're seeing the big freight forwarders like a Kuehne+Nagel and a DHL and a FedEx buy WiseTech products. Yes, there might be a short-term slowdown perhaps, but I think the real story is the market share gain, the penetration gain that it's going to get. And it's really entrenching itself to be the dominant player globally.
Okay, next up we have the big Australian, BHP. It came in at #4 on your top tip list. Randall, staying with you, is it a buy, hold or sell?
I think BHP's a hold, just because it had a pretty decent 2023. Iron ore prices are, close to 12-month highs. They benefited from that, but I think the environment this year is a bit more mixed going forward, so that's why I think it's a hold.
Okay, over to you, Junbei. Is BHP a buy, hold or sell?
Don't mean we all sound the same. It is a hold for me. I think the dividend is still going to be very strong, and earning for the past year is still pretty good. With China coming back, potentially a little bit more for other commodities that have in the complex, but iron ore has hit its highs. So, for me, next 12 months, the earnings looking flattish. It's a hold.
Okay, next up we have Macquarie Group. Its share price is flat over the last 12 months, but it has rebounded around 19% over the last 3. Is it a buy, hold or sell?
Look, for me, Macquarie is a buy. People trying to time the short term, whether the energy prices, oil prices, volatility, whether it drives earnings upgrades or downgrades. My view is that you buy this for the long term. It's heavily invested into renewables. It has launched a lot of funds over in Europe, in the US. It is probably the only company that you can actually gain exposure to that thematic here in Australia.
It's definitely been a perpetual favourite with our readers. Over to you, Randall. Is it a buy, hold or sell?
I think for 2024 it's a sell. And I think so because it's got some earnings challenges which I think are bigger than people think. They've made a lot of money out of the energy trading business the last few years. It got to be more than half of their profit. I think that's going to be really hard to get close to those numbers for some time. Also, capital markets have dried up, asset realisations have fallen, and they've got a bloated cost structure. So to me, 2024 is the kind of the year they need to rebase their earnings and address the cost structure, and that's why I don't think it's going to outperform, and it's a sell.
I definitely think that will ruffle some feathers. Okay, we asked you to bring along your top large cap stock for 2024, one that didn't make our list. What have you brought along for us?
So I think Aristocrat's a buy. And I think so because it's the global market leader in electronic gaming. You can see its incredibly strong game performance that it's got. It's winning market share. It's investing $800 million in new product design every year. You know, that's more than double its closest competitor. In fact, it's probably as big as the entire industry put together. So that gives it a huge advantage in being able to maintain its game momentum and its game performance. And that's translating into really strong market share gains and strong earnings growth. It's got a great balance sheet. It's undertaking a buyback. And it's trading at a multiple that's only 17 times, 12 months forward. So it's cheap, strong earnings growth, a dominant global player. So for us, it's a buy.
Okay, over to you, Jun Bei. What's your top large cap pick for 2024?
It's the Lottery Corp, the code is TLC. Now, this is an infrastructure-like stock. It sells lottery tickets and it normally grows with population growth plus a bit of, 1 or 2% in terms of pricing. And then they get a bit of efficiency and generate good growth. Very, very defensive. Now, last 12 months, this company has been treated a bit like cyclical industrial companies because the lottery run rate wasn't great. It was very unfortunate for them. The lottery big prizes hasn't been there because when you have big prizes, people tend to buy a lot of tickets. So they have been cycling very strong lottery runs in the previous couple of years. So last year was a rebasing year. So share price fell something like between 20 to 30% on the basis because lottery doesn't look great for the 12 months that they were in. At the same time, when other infrastructure-like stock all re-rated significantly because of the interest rate expectation falling. Now, heading into this year, they have just started into February, they started cycling some of the weaker comps. And if anyone's into the lottery, with this Thursday, we've got the $200 million, one of the largest, the Powerball coming through tomorrow. So, this is, has already driven significant increase in ticket purchase. For me, it's a core holding in a portfolio. And at the time when the share price really underperformed because of those short-term issues.
Yeah, there was a line out the door downstairs.
Absolutely, I need to go buy them.
Okay, a little bit of a theme here with those top large cap picks for 2024. I hope you enjoyed that episode as much as I did. If you did, why not give it a like? Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're adding so much great content just like this every single week.